From Peoria, VideoMax Limited presents Midstate Magazine with your hosts, David Alex Miller and Lauren Rapsiak. Our news anchors are Joanna Maggio and Daniel Shore. Our news interviewer is Crystal Lay. Sports with Matt Wetterston and the Midstate News Team. Angela Friedman brings us our movie review, and In Need is with Christina Chow. Culture About Town is brought to you by Melody Essler. Food, Valerie Matthews. Steve Williams takes us out with his street team, and State of the Arts is hosted by Vanessa Strickland. And now, from America's friendliest city, VideoMax Limited presents Midstate Magazine with your hosts, David and Lauren. Take it away, kids.
Hello, Peoria, and welcome back to another week of Midstate Magazine. I'm David Alex.
Hi, I'm Lauren Rapsiak. Good to see you.
Well, it's good to be back here, Lauren.
Yeah, it is. I am pumped for this show. I am energized.
I couldn't be happier.
That's good. I am energized because I totally ate breakfast today, and I totally don't get to do that ever.
No, it's a rare day when breakfast is in my body.
I have a roommate who kind of tends to fill our refrigerator with all of her stuff, and therefore I don't have any room, and I finally got a little hole in the fridge for a jug of milk, and now I can have cereal every day. And that will make me content for like 3 weeks.
I need to start my day off with eggs. Eggs, hash browns, pancakes sometimes. Denny's been really good about feeding me. Denny's.
Fine establishment.
Fine establishment. I really enjoy their pancakes.
I only eat there really late at night,
Well,
and it seems that's when everyone eats there. Very rarely do I go to Denny's for actual breakfast. It's like the 3 a.m. Grand Slam or whatever.
it's another good time to have breakfast. But yeah, I could go for some cereal right now.
What's your favorite kind of cereal?
I would have to say either Apple Jacks, because they don't taste like apples, or Cookie Crisp.
Oh, really? They came out with new peanut butter ones. I just saw the commercial yesterday.
Really?
For a peanut butter Cookie Crisp, and they have a wolf mascot. I remember when I was a kid, it was a dog.
Yes, I remember that. Well, a dog and a robber.
Yeah.
I believe.
I wonder if like the Hamburglar had some sort of rivalry, and that's why he got fired.
Yeah, they must have tied that up a little bit. But peanut butter Cookie Crisp. I love peanut butter cookies. Sometimes I like to make peanut butter cookies. So that's all we have for that.
Okay, well then let's see the news.
Thank you, David and Lauren. Good evening. I'm Daniel Shore.
And I'm Joanna Maggio.
The Illinois Board of Education has placed 6 Peoria District 150 schools on the warning list this year. Blaine Sumner, Lincoln, Sterling, Truan, and White Middle Schools, as well as Laux Edison Junior Academy, are all required to bring the students' standardized test scores up this year. As part of the warning, tutoring must be made available to all students. If the schools fail to make changes, they will face the possibility of being shut down. Manual, Peoria, and Woodruff High Schools are on academic watch. Columbia Middle School, Garfield Primary, Roosevelt Magnet, and Richwoods High School have all received early warnings for borderline test scores. To find out more about a particular school, you can go to the Illinois State Board of Education website or directly to the school itself.
If you're tired of paying nearly $3 per gallon for gas, another option may be on its way. About 50 researchers at the Agricultural Lab in Peoria have been studying ways to produce fuel from corn and other agricultural products. Researchers have reported that it is cheaper to use alcohol than gasoline. Ethanol is already used with gasoline, but researchers from the Ag Lab say that engines can be made to run solely on alcohol. The average unleaded gasoline has 10% ethanol, while E85 is the cheapest and contains 85% ethanol. Congress has put an extra $3 million into alcohol fuel research, but Ag Lab researchers think it is going to take years before the government and car manufacturers begin to make the change over to ethanol. While New Orleans was the hardest hit by Hurricane Katrina, much of the Gulf Coast was affected by it. Biloxi, Mississippi was among one of the cities hit, and Peoria volunteered to take Biloxi under its wing. Other cities have adopted cities struck by Hurricane Katrina. Biloxi residents are asking for cleanup supplies. The mayor has requested rakes, shovels, gloves, garbage cans, and work boots. Peoria is working on getting the materials to the areas that need the supplies the most. If you want to help, you can drop off donations at Lowe's in East Peoria, the Home Depot in Peoria, or Super Walmart in Pekin. For more on Hurricane Katrina, we go to Krista Lay on the news set.
Katrina could have been linked to the rise in gas prices that everyone across the U.S. has experienced. But most importantly, it has caused damage and devastation across the tri-state area of Louisiana, Mississippi, and Alabama. Many of us have showed support with donations and prayers. A Bradley student drove more than 13 hours to donate his time by lending a helping hand. Thank you for coming today, Will. Where exactly was your location?
Well, my roommate, my friend Jenny, and I all went down to Waveland, Mississippi, which is about 50 miles east of New Orleans and about 30 miles west of Biloxi.
Now, did you have a good idea of what you were going to do before you headed down there?
Not really. When we went down and figured out what place we were going to be stationed at, I didn't have a clear grasp if I was going to be helping people out in the community or just working in a distribution center. But I found that out as soon as I got down there, what I was going to be doing.
Okay. So who put everything together? Who did you work for?
I was set up with Campus Crusade for Christ, which is a big organization. It's a Christian organization that had set up tents down there, distributions tent, a store tent, a hospital tent, and a food tent that people were coming in and getting supplies from. And that's what you have to be registered for a certain organization to work at those tents. And Campus Crusade for Christ was mine.
Okay. Can you tell us what your assigned duties were when you were down there?
Well, they split us up into, my friend Jenny went into the store and was working out, passing out clothes and supplies, and I was in charge of the warehouse. And after a few days, I was actually put in the manager position in the warehouse. So when 18-wheelers would come in with supplies from around the country, it was my job to direct them into the warehouse and get all the pallets off the truck, to get a team of people to offload them and put them in the right positions. And then once they were in the warehouse, to take them over to the store and keep on restocking the store in order for people to come in and get the supplies they needed.
Yeah, okay. I know that people have shared a lot of stories with you when you were down there. If it's okay, would you please share with us like one of the stories that have stuck out in your mind the most?
Well, yeah, you're right. Everyone was telling me stories. It seemed like if you had an ear that you wanted to listen to these people, they would just tell you all about what they had been through. But one story that did stick out in my mind was this one lady who I was helping load pallets into the back of her truck, and she was telling me that her second-floor apartment building that she was living in when the hurricane passed over the area actually had water up above the level where she was at, so up onto the second floor. And she told me that when the waters receded, they pulled 18 dead bodies out of the first floor and out of the basement that she was in. And she was at the distribution center getting pallets and a tent to live in for the next 3 months. She was going to be living in a tent.
Wow. Everything that you see on TV doesn't prepare you, you know, and you were there. I don't think you were prepared at all.
No, I wasn't. I mean, you can see it in newspapers, you can see it on CNN, but not until you see it in real life does it really make it real. And even then, it's still sometimes just the images were too graphic to describe. It was just like looking at a picture, even in real life.
Okay. Thank you so much for coming and sharing your story with us. We'd like to thank Will for coming here. People are still reeling from the effects of Hurricane Katrina, with more possible damage coming Louisiana's way with Hurricane Rita at a Category 4. Please help us with whatever you can and log on to www.redcross.org or call 1-800-HELP-NOW. I'm Crystal Lay, Midstate News. Back to you, Joanna and Daniel.
British scientists may believe that a simple word test could be used to identify the
British scientists may believe that a simple word test could be used to identify those who might be suffering from the early stages of Alzheimer's. Results from a recent study revealed that people suffering early stages cannot write down as many animals and fruits in a 1-minute period as healthy individuals can. Alzheimer's is the leading cause of the dementia in the elderly and affects an estimated 12 million people around the globe. There's no cure for the progressive illness, which robs people of their memory and mental ability, but drug treatments may slow the early progression of the disorder. Peoria will be supporting the fight for a cure during its annual Memory Walk, which will be held on October 2nd on Peoria's riverfront. Mark your calendars to see stand-up comedian and Fox's Mad TV player Frank Caliendo October 22nd at the Peoria Civic Center. Tickets are $26.50. Hurry now because tickets are already on sale. You can buy tickets through the Peoria Civic Center box office or through Ticketmaster. Charge by phone at 309-676-8700 or online at Ticketmaster.com. And now here's Matt Wedderston with sports.
Thanks, guys. Well, due to Hurricane Katrina's destruction of the Louisiana Superdome, the New Orleans Saints will be unable to play there for the entire 2005 season. Instead, the Saints will play 3 home games in San Antonio and 4 games in their home state at Tiger Stadium in Baton Rouge. And yes, the Bears will play there on November 6th. There is, however, one stadium that is already under construction, and that is the new home for the St. Louis Cardinals. The stadium will be ready for the 2006 season and will have a capacity for 46,000 fans. They will still retain the old name and keep the new park as Busch Stadium, which will be located only seconds from the old one. It will also have a gorgeous view of the Gateway Arch and the entire St. Louis skyline. The estimated cost for the new ballpark is $344.8 million. Moving to soccer now, the Bradley soccer team has been the runner-up in the Missouri Valley Conference 4 times in the last 6 years. And with the movement of Bradley baseball to O'Brien Field in 2002, the Braves constructed a brand new facility for their soccer program.
Shea Stadium has been the home to Bradley Braves soccer since 2003. Thanks to the generous donation of Tim Shea, the Braves have one of the top soccer stadiums in the nation. But last year, the field ran into drainage problems. So this past off-season, they changed the playing surface. And as Coach DeRose sees it, they have something very special.
They started construction early spring. The field was excavated out almost 2 full feet and brought in about 2 to 3 feet of sand and pea gravel with over a mile of drainage pipe. It's a 0% slope field, which means it's perfectly tabletop flat, and it filtrates or percolates about 15 inches of water in a 24-hour period. So pretty much there'll never be another rain out that Shea could get lightninged out, but will never get rained out. There's only about 4 of these in the entire Midwest, and probably maybe a dozen or so in the whole country built like that for soccer. So it's pretty special.
Shea Stadium will be the host facility for the 2005 Missouri Valley Conference Tournament, which plays right into their plans.
That's a big help for us, a home field advantage. We should hopefully be able to win it, and with large crowds come out for us, we thrive off that crowd support because we always have great fans.
The Braves have a roster this season that contains 11 seniors, which leaves for high expectations.
A lot of our guys have been in, the war, so to speak, with the conference tournament, semifinals, finals, those types of things. So I think, we have some experience there with that. But, we have, I wouldn't say so-called pressure, but our guys are, wanting to, get it together as a group of seniors and not just one person taking over.
I think we put the pressure on ourselves. I think we have high expectations for ourselves with 12, 11 seniors. I think that once everybody gets back healthy and in the mix, we're gonna do pretty good.
The Bradley University soccer team is projected to finish 2nd this year in the Missouri Valley Conference. They certainly have a great new field to show off, but the question is, do they have the game to back it up? For Midstate Sports, I'm Matt Wedderston.
Thanks, Matt. And this week's Oddly Enough, a woman in Japan went to the police after the hitman she hired failed to do his job. She was then arrested for incitement to murder. The 32-year-old woman paid a private detective 1 million yen to chase her lover's wife on a motorcycle and spray her with a biological agent in order to kill her. Police arrested the detective too, but found the possible victim safe.
Wow, that's our news for this edition of Midstate News. I'm Daniel Shore.
And I'm Joanna Maggio. Back to you guys in the studio.
Good night.
Thank you to Daniel, Joanna, Crystal, and Matt for bringing us the news. You always do a great job. Hey, David, Alex, I saw them mention the new Cardinals Stadium, and I know that would really interest you. Why don't you tell me a little bit about that?
I'm pretty surprised that they're downsizing. Being from the St. Louis area, I spent many summer nights and summer afternoons at Cardinals game, and a lot of memories in the old Busch Stadium. And by building this new stadium, they've downsized to a smaller, more intimate feel. But I think they've sacrificed, you know, something to their fans. So I'm kind of disappointed, but I'm interested to see what it's like in the new stadium.
That's true. I remember in Chicago when they changed the name of the Rosemont Horizon, and now there's a whole thing about like Wrigley Field, and it just, you want to keep your old memories, but there's a time to change because things decay and things get old. So
yeah, it's the stadium's been around for quite some time, and it was suffering a lot of internal problems as far as piping and sewage stuff goes. But I know a lot of fans have really missed that. And with such a large fan base, it didn't make a whole lot of sense to me to downsize to a smaller stadium.
do you think that all the games were usually full attendance-wise in the old, bigger stadium?
During the time when Mark McGwire and Sammy Sosa were batting it out for the most home runs, there was packed stadium, and even still now, it's still packed. So I
So the Cardinals and the Cubs, your hometown and my hometown, that's awesome.
yeah, but we know who's better.
Hey, don't.
Well, I hope the Cardinals find it an easy transition roosting in their new home.
All right, that's great. But we're going to take it to Culture About Town with Melody.
Hi, I'm Melody Essler with Midstate. This week, Apollo Theater. Is a 1914 has gone through some major talks about the changes.
Thanks, Melody. The Apollo Theater is a beautiful and intimate theater space.
I've never been there, actually.
You'll have to check it out sometime. But you and I both have a lot of involvement in theater.
Yeah, to some degree. I think you more than me. It was more part of my past back at high school, but, you know, it's a big deal. We both do improv.
Yeah. Is there any show, any theater production that you really, through your life, you've enjoyed more than any other show?
I have always liked Into the Woods, the musical. I don't know if you're familiar with it, but it's basically, it takes a bunch of fairy tales, children's fairy tales like Jack and the Beanstalk and Little Red Riding Hood, and brings them to a happy ending and then just shatters it. And it kind of teaches you that life has troubles and you can work through them, but there isn't always, you know, happily ever after. And so it's a reality check for little kids enjoy the characters and big kids enjoy the message. But let's take it to the street team right now.
This is Steve Williams for the street team and Midstate Magazine, out here at the shops at Grand Prairie. We're out here continuing our quest to find the most knowledgeable people here in Central Illinois. Who wrote the autobiography of Ben Franklin?
Probably not Ben Franklin, since you're asking this.
I have no idea.
Probably Ben Franklin.
I have no clue.
It's autobiography.
That's not a trick question.
What was Mozart's first name?
I don't know.
Think of a gang of wolves.
Wolfgang.
Charlie.
Charlie Mozart. What is a male sheep called?
A what? Ram.
Ram, very good. See, you just need a little help, that's all. Dodge truck.
Oh, a ram.
Very good. A ram, that's correct. This is Steve Williams for the Street Team and Midstate Magazine.
Thanks, Steve. Oh gosh, I love trivia.
I love watching that segment every week. But, oh, go ahead.
Speaking of trivia, recently,
Yes.
The trivia star Ken Jennings from
Jeopardy.
Oh. Was at Eureka College.
Really?
Which is not far from here. Yeah, he hosted, or he played in a simulated game show with some students, and I wasn't there, but I'd like to see how the students stacked up compared to.
I was about to ask you if he got beat or not, so you obviously don't know.
I don't know, but I'm sure he held his weight.
I never actually followed Jeopardy because it bothers me when you watch it and you know you've learned something, but you can't think of it right away. Like, I should know this, and so it's just frustrating. And then I turn it off angry.
Yeah, and then once it comes, you're like, yeah, that's it.
Yeah, I know. It was totally the third dynasty of China.
Yeah, I did Scholar Bowl back in high school and junior high, so I loved trivia for a long time.
So you would do well were we to question you on the street team.
I would hope so. My knowledge seems to grow daily, but sometimes it takes a hiatus.
Every now and then your brain goes, and screensaver.
Is there any TV program that you enjoyed?
Not recently. I don't watch too much TV lately, but me and my mother used to really get into Survivor, kind of a guilty pleasure. I had such a crush on Ethan, who won Survivor a couple seasons back. Soccer player, curly hair, nice.
Quite the stud. Yeah, my dad's been following Survivor since like season 1. I believe they just started a new season.
Yeah,
so.
My mother told me on the phone. I didn't even know.
I don't know. I'll have to check in with Dad on that one.
Yeah.
But we're gonna go to State of the Arts.
Hi, welcome to State of the Arts. I'm Vanessa Strickland. My guests today are Peggy Flindwire and her student Beth Turner. Welcome to the show, ladies. How are you?
Good, thank you.
Good. So Peggy, how long have you been Irish dancing?
Since I was 15.
Oh, that's great. What made you want to start learning?
I'm 100% Irish, and it's a form of dance that I've always wanted to learn how to do. I've loved the music since I was a child.
Has it been something that's been running in your family, or?
No, actually, I'm the first.
Wow, that's interesting. What about you, Beth? How long have you been dancing?
About 9 years now.
Great. Where's your studio located, Peggy?
Our studio is located at 620 North Sterling in West Peoria, near the corners of Roman and Sterling.
Okay, great. I know from a spectator's point of view, the costumes seem to be really big for Irish dancing. Is there any specific reason for that?
Traditionally, they're inspired by the Book of Kells, which is an ancient manuscript of the 4 Gospels. Our costumes are just, like I said, they're inspired by the designs, but aren't taken from the book itself.
That's really good. So Beth, what made you want to start Irish dancing?
I river dance and you see productions of Irish dancing, and it's really interesting, and I wanted to get into it, so I looked around until I found someplace.
Good. So if people want to start learning, what's the best way to contact you, Peggy?
Either by email or telephone. The email address is pegflynn@juno.com, and the telephone number is 309-673-8544.
Great. Well, thanks so much for coming, you guys. When we get back, Beth is going to show us a couple of her Irish dances, so stay tuned.
My mom's my hero. My mom's my hero because she saved a baby bird that fell out of the nest. My mom's my hero because she feeds me. She taught me how to swim. She cooks on the grill sometimes. Usually my dad does that, but never mind. My mom's my hero because when my coach, Mr. Riley, got sick, she helped out and coached the whole team. My mom's my hero because she helps me with long division. My mom's my hero because she took the pledge to smoke outside. Now no one can smoke anywhere in our house. Dad can't even smoke in the car.
Children appreciate all you do for them until you can quit. Pledge to make your home smoke-free. Smoke outside and protect kids from asthma attacks, ear infections, and other respiratory illnesses.
And I know Mom's doing it for me and my little brother. My mom's my hero because she loves me.
Take the pledge. Call toll-free 1-866-SMOKE-FREE. Go out for your kids. You're their hero.
Hi, welcome back to State of the Arts. I'm Vanessa Strickland, and here with me today is Beth Turner, a student at Flynn's Irish Dance Studio, and she's going to be showing us the treble reel, which is a hard shoe dance. Take it away, Beth. Vanessa, that was fascinating. Thank you very much. Wasn't that really cool watching her?
Yeah, I've never seen anyone Irish dance before. Actually, I've driven by the dance studio several times, and I've always wondered what that was like.
I really liked her costume, actually. She had a very intricate and very, it just flowed and had the embroidery on it. They actually had a couple of good camera shots showing the designs.
I wonder if that's a traditional garb that they wore.
I believe it is. I used to go to school with a family of sisters that Irish dance, and I saw so many of those outfits. That one was actually, the one that we saw, was pretty tame compared to some of the stuff that I've seen. And they have to tightly curl their hair just like that every time they want to do their dancing. They're very strict adherence to traditional garb.
Looked really good, though.
Yeah.
Speaking of dances, my brother just went to his first high school dance this week.
Oh my goodness.
So I think he really enjoyed it, though.
That's cool.
Yeah.
I wasn't too into that when I was a kid. My sister actually goes to an all-girls school that closed, and so she's a junior in high school, but they just integrated into co-ed, and so for the first time she's really going to co-ed dances, and so she's calling me and talking about how she's dancing with boys, and I'm so excited.
That's quite an interesting transition.
It is. But did your brother was he, all up with the ladies? He was ladies' man?
I imagine he probably was, but I hope he just had a good time. It was homecoming week, so this was the homecoming dance.
I see. Well, I'm glad he had a good time. We had a good time today on Midstate.
We did.
And we will see you later, but let's go back to some of that great dancing. Bye.